You and I have the opportunity to share the gospel, to tell people that Jesus Christ died on the cross for their sins, he was buried, he was raised again, and that they can be forgiven if they would believe in him. We also can and should be those that live without offense. Oh yeah, it's easy to say, hard thing to do. Because there's lots of things that we do. In fact, as Christians, we sometimes really struggle with, trying to impose our values on the world, try to make the world live like us, trying to say my politics should be your politics, the way I look at the world should be the way you look at the world, but they don't because they're unbelievers. In fact, even among believers, we don't share all these things. But the Apostle Paul, down here, in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 says, whether then you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. In other words, think about eating and drinking seem like very small parts of our life. We all do it every day. Some of us do it multiple times every day. But he says, even something as simple as that ought to be something we do to God's glory. And then, in that context, he says, and give no offense either to the Jews or to the Greeks, or to the Church of God. In other words, we need to think about how our actions reflect who God is and what God's doing so that we don't give offense by how we're eating or drinking or whatever we're doing. Maybe it's a good lesson for us about not making the things that I think are true for us, the things that I'm absolutely insistent that we should be doing. Maybe they don't need to hear that. Maybe my values could get in the way of them listening to me tell them about Jesus Christ. And that's what they need to hear. But it's also true for the church. Maybe what my brother or sister in Christ needs to hear is more important than my values or the things I think that they should do.